Last episode on Quick Review, we covered Real Life, originally a webtoon by Yayoi So. For today's episode, we'll not be reviewing an anime, but instead an anime film called Hello World, a science fiction romance. I'm Kiwi, your fellow degenerate. Enough talk, let's get into it. Imagine Kyoto, Japan in the year 2027. Virtual technology has advanced spectacularly when a company named Alltale was able to store real-world data inside a large quantum storage. Our main protagonist Katagaki Naomi is a high school student who has an aptitude for reading books, especially science fiction. One day, an abnormal phenomenon caught his attention when a red-beamed aurora started to show up in the sky. From that suspicious aurora, a crow flew out and enticed Naomi to head towards the famous Fushimi Inari shrine. There he met a male stranger taller than him, but he was none other than Katagaki Naomi himself, but from the future 10 years later. The film's an hour and a half long. It is also made by Studio Graphinica. Despite being a 3D CGI film, it looked really great. But I will tell you that there are some scenes in 2D, so watch the film to find that out. Oh, and I just discovered this, but Hello World has a prequel in the form of 3 4-minute episodes called Another World. You should definitely check that out to see the backstories of Naomi and Ruri in detail. Speaking of these two characters, let's move on to the main cast. Katagami Naomi has low confidence about himself, and his reluctance to take action was expressed early on in the film. He's a voracious reader, which fits one of the themes of the film, which is about books. He's a hardworking guy, which is something I really respect and admire a lot. On the contrary, his future self is more depressed and gloomier. Alongside Naomi is of course Ichigo Ruri. What I really appreciate about Ruri is that her voice has a deeper pitch, which is pretty uncommon for the majority of female characters in anime. I know that some girls might be insecure about their deep voice, but Ruri here shows us that it doesn't matter. Ruri has always been alone in class, and is very terrible at socializing. Ruri appears rude and cold to her classmates because she's unaware of how she appears to other people. She doesn't know how to act in a social environment. She's also afraid of heights, and I do too. What Ruri and Naomi have in common is their love for reading, and we can see why Naomi fell in love with her without realizing it. I really love their designs, and I think they are very cute together. There are 3 songs in the film. The first one is Yesterday by the band Hige Dandism. When I first heard this, it immediately stuck with my ears. It's so catchy and it really captures the love between Ruri and Naomi. Later on, we get to hear a more melancholic song entitled Lost Game by Nul Barik. This song really hits me in the feels, man. It's such a beautiful song, especially the chorus part, which is my favorite. The sad mood really describes the relationship between the young Naomi and the depressed older Naomi. The soundtrack is not the best, but definitely suitable for any good anime film. Despite being mostly 3D CGI, they really nailed it. Very smart use of 3D animation, very creative and very aesthetic, especially with the color palette. As for the story, I understand that it can be confusing at times. Spoiler warning, it's because of the multiple layers of virtual reality that might have made the timeline more complex and puzzling. But you can always find good analysis on YouTube that would help clear that confusion. There were 2 books that I have found in the film, The Shelters of Stone and The City at the Bottom of the Great Lake. I've never heard or even read any of these books, but they might have inspired the director to write Hello World. Ruri likes adventure novels because she admires people who never give up even in the hard times. On the other hand, Naomi likes sci-fi books because it can show you a whole new world. They're not just fairy tales, but rather an extension to our everyday reality. Science fiction books made Naomi feel as if he has a big role in the world, not just a side character. I think Hello World is a film that reflects on the rapid advancement of robotization and virtual reality in the 21st century. The rise of VTubers and quantum computing is a big indicator that the society Hello World depicts is not so distant from the future. I think the company Alltale is a nice wordplay in Japanese katakana, because it can also be pronounced as alter. And that's right, a new world is taking shape the moment as we speak. What will a post-pandemic society look like? Hello World is a film that reminds us about both the positive and negative potentials of a new society, and that we can always alter our fate from turning into a dystopian future to a new but better world. And that's it for today's episode, guys. I hope you liked this short review, and I do recommend you watch Hello World as well as its prequel Another World. If you liked this video, why not give it a like and comment your thoughts down below. Consider subscribing if you want to see more of these kinds of reviews or analysis, or head over to my Instagram at KiwicReview. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next quick review episode. Take care.